Okay, so this is the inaugural attempt to do a little bit of vlogging. I'm going to talk about, I've got this Sony a7R Mark II. I upgraded to the a7 III, and I don't need an a7R Mark. Let's see if I can show that. There it is. The R Mark II is right there. Let's see if it'll. This is the new firmware for the. Come on, new firmware for the Panasonic. So it should focus in on that. There we go. Finally got it. Not super good. I would say that this new firmware does mostly fix the autofocus problem with the GH5. Anyway, I have a GH5, I have a Sony a7R II, I have a Sony a7 III, I have a Phantom 4 Pro. I have, so I'm a professional photographer and videographer, and I work in marketing. I have some GoPros. I got lots of cameras, 360 cameras. Definitely want a capable phone camera. We'll talk more about that later. I started out with Canon DSLRs. I started out with a Lumix super zoom, and then I went to Canon DSLRs, and then I owned a Panasonic camcorder along the way, and then I got into some Panasonic GH2 and GH3 and GH4, and those have been my main video cameras since I got into the Panasonic line, because they have no record limit, so they work for events, they work for whatever you're going to do with them, and they're pretty capable. I had a Canon 5D Mark II and a Mark III. At the time of the Mark III came out, then I saw the Nikon D750 and what was possible with the dynamic range of that camera. And the more I looked at it, the more I said, I guess I got to switch. I mean, I do kind of, it's a problem that my Canon DSLR has this banding in the shadows sometimes. I didn't like that, especially for a $3,600 body, which is what the Canon 5D Mark III was when I bought it. 33, I think, maybe 3,300. Anyway, so then I was with Nikon for a short period of time, and then I went to the Sony cameras, and I've used those, and I kind of shifted my focus, or shifted my philosophy of cameras to think that, hey, event coverage works better with micro four thirds, and I can use my GH4 and then GH5, my GX85 I had for a while. I can use those as my event cameras, and then I can carry the full frame cameras for special events, kind of treat it more like medium format. That's the way I was thinking about it. So I did that for a while, and then I've continued to do that. But the a7 III is finally a Sony body that's back to where, I could use this every day. As a matter of fact, I remember why I liked using full frame every day. So I'm back to using that. And meanwhile, I still have this a7R II. a7R II is now so inexpensive. I mean, I paid $2,600 for the body because I didn't buy it brand new, and then but now what I get, maybe get $1,500 out of it, maybe. And in terms of its use, it almost works as a matched pair with this Sony a7 III, except for all the controls are different and the batteries are different, and so all of a sudden the efficiency of using the same kind of camera is just not there anymore. So I think I should sell it, and so I had this idea. And the idea is sell this camera and the adapter and see if I can't get two compact cameras that I would take traveling, maybe a 1-inch sensor camera and maybe a super zoom, because those are the things you can't get out of your cell phone, and take a trip to Mexico and see if I can fit all of that for the price of what I can sell this for, even at its lower price, because this is just sitting on the shelf. Not really using it. I have used it once since I got the a7 III, but I don't know that that was even necessary. Honestly, I think right after that I switched. I said, now I'm going to use the GH5 for one camera and the Sony a7 III for the other camera. Those are, if you're gonna sling two cameras, that works just as well. Honestly, probably better. So anyway, that's the project, that's the idea, that's what I'm going to do. And along the way, I'm going to talk about various things that I'm running into and what matters to me, and maybe a little reviews. I'm not going to give you any detailed specs. I'm just going to talk about the reason that I like what I like, and how it's working for me. And it's dumb stuff. It's stuff like, I had a boom pole for years, and all I needed to buy was the bracket on top of the stand to make my boom pole work, and then I could switch from the dinky little arm out microphone stand, which I was using, which worked, but it was just hard. You're always kind of fighting with it at the edge of your frame in video production, to a full-on boom pole that I can stick 20, no, probably not 20 feet, it's probably like a 10 or 12 foot pole, but 12 feet from the talent is a long ways. I can make a frame around that, no problem. So that's the kind of stuff I want to talk about. And it looks like I made this video already 5 minutes long. So that's longer than I expected. I'm going to try to keep them shorter, just give you little tidbits, chunks. But there's a good start. I'm into lots of different kinds of photography. I have a lot of practical experience. And I'm interested in, maybe meeting a community and being part of the YouTube creators community. So there you go. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe. I would love to get to that, minimum level of subscriber where I can get some YouTube perks. That's the stage I'm at right now, and this is kind of an experiment. So tell me what you like and what you don't like. Thanks.